A 55-year-old retired teacher, Nancy, is getting ready for a big moment, her nerves buzzing like a teenager heading to a first date. She slips into carefully chosen high heels, fussing over her hair and dress, her hands clammy with anxiety. To calm herself, she even takes a quick sip of strong liquor. There's a knock at the door. Standing there is a fit 25-year-old man with a warm golden glow to his skin. His striking eyes carry a calm, almost wise warmth that seems to see right through her, straight to the desires she's kept buried. He asks softly, "Can I touch your lips?" Nancy, caught off guard but intrigued, nods. "Sure," she says, her voice barely steady. This moment feels like a spark, a step into something new. Nancy, a retired religious studies teacher, has just walked away from a 30-year marriage that felt like wearing a coat that never quite fit. Her intimate life with her husband was a lifeless routine, mechanical and unfulfilling, leaving her feeling like a hollow shell. To spare his feelings, she faked her enjoyment, hiding her fears behind a mask of false joy. When her husband passed away, it brought grief, but also a surprising crack of light, a chance to rethink her life. She craved something more, especially the kind of connection she'd never truly experienced. After months of wrestling with her doubts, Nancy makes a bold move. She hires a young, charismatic professional named Leo. But as he stands before her, she's hit with a wave of self-doubt. "I need to warn you," she says, her voice shaky. "This might be a mistake. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable, but I'm done pretending. Ever since my husband passed, I've decided, no more faking it." She confesses to Leo that he's only the second man she's ever been this close to, her insecurities about her age and appearance bubbling up. She even offers him an out, promising to pay half the agreed amount if he wants to leave. But Leo, with a calm confidence that contrasts her nervous energy, says he's not going anywhere. Nancy's past as a teacher creeps into the moment. She once had her students write essays about the ethics of professions like Leo's, and now here she is, feeling a mix of shame and worry that her appearance might not spark his interest. Leo, seasoned in his line of work, is unfazed. He's used to navigating all kinds of situations and personalities. But Nancy's overthinking makes her wonder if Leo's an orphan or somehow forced into this life, her moral concerns weighing heavy. Leo, wise beyond his years, gently reassures her. "My job is to bring joy to my clients," he says. "It's a respectable profession, and I don't feel diminished by it." His words start to chip away at the barriers Nancy's built in her mind. Just as one worry fades, another takes its place. Nancy starts fretting about her kids. Her son's life feels dull and repetitive, lacking any spark, while her daughter's caught up in a wild, party-filled world, drifting further from her. To Nancy, her children feel like another weight holding her back from the life she wants to chase. As her anxiety spirals, Leo steps in to ease her mind, trying to help her relax. But Nancy's doubts creep back. She even asks if he needs any help to stay engaged, hinting at performance enhancers. Leo laughs it off, saying, "Everyone has something worth admiring. I don't need anything extra." Still, Nancy's insecurities about her age linger, making her feel out of place. The room fills with a delicate, charged atmosphere as Leo takes her hand, his voice warm and reassuring, trying to pull her out of her head. But just as things start to feel intimate, Nancy panics. She makes an excuse about changing clothes and darts into the bathroom. Leo, for the first time, finds himself in a tricky spot. He's not used to clients this hesitant. When Nancy emerges in a more relaxed, elegant nightgown, her brief burst of courage crumbles the moment she sees Leo again. Overwhelmed, she blurts out that she's changed her mind. "I'll still pay you," she says, apologizing for her impulsiveness and asking him to leave. But Leo sees through her hesitation. Instead of taking the easy way out, he gently encourages her to slip under the covers and just talk. As they chat, Nancy notices Leo's surprising depth in education, sparking her curiosity about his background, a teacher's instinct kicking in. Leo doesn't hold back when Nancy asks about his life. He admits he keeps his job a secret from his family, knowing it would disappoint his mother. His words carry a quiet bitterness, and the conversation starts to feel heavy, pulling Nancy into her own tangled emotions. But Leo, ever the professional, lightens the mood with a playful joke, breaking the tension. With his patient listening and gentle guidance, Nancy finally lets years of pent-up frustration pour out. Leo's touch is soft at times, fiery at others, slowly kindling a spark of desire within her. This experience awakens something powerful in Nancy, and her longing for fulfillment grows stronger. Soon she books a second meeting with Leo, arriving with a list of 5 specific wishes she wants to explore. It's her way of trying to take control of her desires in this unusual encounter, hoping to navigate her fears at her own pace. But Leo has other ideas. He doesn't want Nancy to treat this like a checklist, chasing past regrets or ticking off tasks. Instead, he urges her to relax and truly enjoy the moment. Noticing her flustered state, he reaches out and invites her to dance. Nancy hesitates but gives in to his encouragement, letting the music's rhythm pull her in. Their bodies sway together, and for the first time, Nancy lets her guard down, a genuine smile breaking across her face. In that moment, she forgets her age, her past, and her insecurities, losing herself in the joy of the music and movement. Leo takes it further, suggesting a playful role play where they act as teacher and student, with Leo as the mischievous student kept after class. But when he pushes the scenario a bit too far, Nancy freezes, her conservative instincts kicking in. She's not ready for such a bold leap, and her hesitation stops them in their tracks. Leo shifts gears, guiding her to the bed to focus on her list. But as they start, Nancy pulls back again, overwhelmed by fear that she won't enjoy it, or worse, that Leo won't. Her doubts paralyze her, and Leo, sensing her struggle, seems to have anticipated this. He opens up, sharing stories about other clients to put her at ease. One client just likes holding hands and watching TV, he says, while another prefers quick, no-nonsense encounters. To Leo, his job isn't just about physical connection. It's about companionship, helping people like Nancy work through their challenges. His words are like a lifeline, helping her let go of her inhibitions. Slowly, she feels a warmth and excitement she hasn't known before, her fears melting away. "This feels amazing," she says, almost in disbelief. "You don't mind?" Leo reassures her with a smile, urging her to embrace the moment. As their connection deepens, Nancy's curiosity about Leo grows. She's no longer content with just a professional relationship. She wants to know the real Leo, his life, his inner world. To her, he's more than just a hired companion. He's become a guide on her journey of self-discovery, sparking a unique bond. Driven by this, she searches online and uncovers Leo's real name, believing it might bring them closer. But this crosses a line, violating Leo's privacy and boundaries. He confronts her, his voice firm. "Nancy Stokes, I could find out who you are too." How would people react if they knew their former college professor was hiring a young man in a hotel room? "You pay for my services, not my life. You don't get to know everything about me," Nancy, thinking their trust went beyond the transaction, argues they could be friends. She even questions if Leo feels ashamed of his work, asking, "Would your mother be proud of you?" That question hits a raw nerve, unleashing a flood of pain Leo's kept buried. His composure cracks as he reveals a wound from his past. At 15, in the throes of teenage curiosity about intimacy, Leo and his friends held a secret party at his house, exploring their desires. His mother caught them and was horrified, calling his actions shameful and cutting him off completely. She even told the world her son was gone, as if he'd died. From that moment, Leo faced life's hardships alone, surviving on his own terms. Leo's choice to take on this work wasn't just about survival. It was a way to escape the shadows of his past. He changed his name to leave behind the pain, but Nancy's actions, digging into his personal life, rip open those old wounds. It stings, especially because she once assumed he was an orphan or forced into this profession, as if everyone in his line of work must be broken or desperate. "You don't care about my truth," Leo says, his voice sharp with frustration. "You just want a stereotype, a damaged kid you can feel sorry for." "Well, congrats, you found it hurt and angry," he storms out, leaving Nancy alone, drowning in guilt and confusion. Realizing her mistake, Nancy takes a chance and reaches out to Leo again, inviting him to meet, this time in the hotel lobby. But fate throws her a curveball. A former student, now working as a server, recognizes her. Panic sets in as Nancy glances around, terrified the student will notice her with a much younger man. When the student approaches saying, "Is that your friend?" Nancy fumbles. Leo, quick on his feet, jumps in to save her. "I'm selling my car," he says smoothly. "She's interested, so we thought this was a good spot to meet. The lighting's great here, better than a coffee shop." His clever cover story eases the tension, and Nancy, grateful, opens up to him. She apologizes sincerely, confessing that she's lived a rigid, rule-bound life. "You're the one risk I've taken," she tells him, "the only taste of freedom I've had." Her intense desire for a real connection pushed her to cross boundaries, and now she wants to make things right and say a proper goodbye. Just as Nancy prepares to settle the bill and part ways, The student unknowingly drops a bombshell about Nancy's past. Mrs. Romanson taught me in school, the student says to Leo. She once gathered all the girls for a special meeting and told us we were troublemakers. She said we had to act respectable or we'd cause problems for men. The revelation leaves Nancy mortified, exposing a side of herself she'd rather keep hidden. But with everything out in the open, she decides to stop pretending. Turning to the student, she says, "Becky, I'm not here to buy his car. This is Leo Grande. He's a professional companion. We've been spending time together these past few months. And you know what? Finding joy is a beautiful thing. We all deserve it. I'm still figuring some things out. But it's been a pleasure meeting you, Becky. I hope we can talk more someday." Her honesty is raw and bold, a moment of reclaiming her truth. Back in the room, Nancy lets go of her list and her fears. She dives into the moment, embracing the joy she's been chasing without shame. When it's over, she tells Leo this will be their final meeting. "Thank you for being part of my life," she says, her gratitude deep and genuine. As Leo leaves, a satisfied smile crosses his face. He knows he's helped Nancy rediscover herself. Alone, Nancy walks to the mirror and slips off her robe. She looks at her aging, imperfect body and, for the first time, smiles without shame. She's no longer embarrassed by her flaws or her years. She's accepted herself fully. Nancy's journey transforms her from a reserved widow into a woman who bravely pursues freedom and happiness. "Good luck, Leo Grande," she whispers. This story isn't just about a fleeting connection. It's a powerful statement about embracing desire and defying expectations. Nancy's experience shows that joy isn't something to feel guilty about. Recognizing and embracing your true self, including your deepest desires, is the ultimate freedom. Stripped of her labels as a teacher, widow, and mother, Nancy faces her inner truth. The stillness inside her, silent for years, finally surges into a vibrant, living stream. If you love this movie recap, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more awesome stories. Drop a comment below. What did you think of Nancy's journey? Thanks for watching this incredible movie recap. See you next time.